The pay-as-you-go program, known as layaway, is making a comeback for the upcoming holiday season, but putting an item on layaway may result in some added costs if you don't read the contract carefully. Susan Hogan is joining us with important information you need to know before you use layaway, and I have to say, this is such a blast from the past. I remember as a kid,
right?
You know, my parents go to Ann and Hope to do layaway, right?
Absolutely, it really is.
Yeah.
You know, the 70s and 80s, it was huge, and definitely it is making a comeback, and the real reason for that, no doubt, is the economy.
Right.
Certainly, we contacted a lot of the retailers to find out who is actually doing this. The big major ones, Toys R Us, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Walmart, Kmart, just to name a few, and the list really does go on. They're getting smart. People need this certain incentive. Layaway, as you had said too, it's a great option. If you have to buy an expensive item for someone, who, you know, an Xbox or whatever it may be, what you do simply is it's just allowing you to put that item aside, pay some, you know, weekly, monthly installments that you have to do. You know, a lot of times the retailers will ask for a 10 or 20% down for that cost of that item. And then it just allows you so you don't have to pay it all up at front.
Now, do they actually put the item aside so that, you know, the customer is guaranteed that they're going to get this popular item in the end?
Well, they should. And you got to ask them that. For example, I know we did the story with Toys R Us. They absolutely do. So say that you want to go in, again, buy an Xbox for your son or daughter, and that item is $299. So what they will do is you give them their 10 or 20% down on that item. They will then contact their distribution center somewhere else. That distribution center will find the Xbox, pull it, put your name on it, and set it aside. It is yours. And you pay the weekly installments whenever you're around, whatever store it may be. Again, Toys R Us, for example, you go in, you pay them a few more dollars to it, and then eventually, when you do pay it off, you get the product.
That could be a good way of securing something ahead of time before the season gets really busy. It's a great idea, but you said sometimes there might be fees associated with this.
But you bring up a good point too. It doesn't also have to be for cash-strapped folks. If you see the product and it's available now, but you don't want to pay for it, yes, definitely hold it. So definitely is a great way to do it. And you don't just have to do one. You can do like a basket full of items as long as they're eligible for layaway. But yes, you do have to realize there are fees associated. Again, you have to pay that 10 or 20% down, which is part of the price of the product. And then also a lot of the companies will charge you $5 or $10 even to do layaway. And then if you have to cancel the layaway, you change your mind, you do have, in some cases, have to pay penalties. But I will say, if you're doing business with a Rhode Island retailer, there is a law that allows you to cancel up to 14 days on that particular item without a penalty fee.
All right. So real quickly, questions you should ask the retailer before you do your layaway. Quick bullet points on what we should ask.
You bet. How long can the item be on layaway? There's always a deadline for that. What will the item be? Will it be placed in that hold area? You really want to make sure that they're going to put it aside and place a hold on it. Also, is there a specific date when each payment must be made by? In Christmas time, you definitely have to find that out too. And will the contract, they specify payments to be made at that particular date? You also want to make sure if it isn't, are you going to lose that item? And finally, what is the company's refund policy? Again, in Rhode Island, you have that 14-day window, but you also want to find out from Massachusetts or other stores that you're doing business with.
I'm sure a lot of people are going to be taking advantage of layaway this year. It can really work. So
huge.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Susan. Great advice as always. And for more information on these layaway programs, just head to foxprovidence.com.